Welcome to the Captain Trucker live stream. We're here tonight in Washington State, man, driving to Idaho. It's been a beautiful summer day here. I'm very excited. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live stream. Please click that like button if you're watching on the replay. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Oh, man. We got a little bit to talk about today, folks. I'm doing a new video about what us Americans, or what America needs to learn from the Philippines. Yes, not the other way around. There's much that America can learn from the Philippines, folks. And we're here to outline that today. Well, sort of. I'm going to talk more about it in a coming video, but, excuse me, there's a lot to be learned. What can I say? Mostly when it comes to like minimalism and, you know, basic living and stuff like that. Putting family before work, all that good kind of stuff. I think I've talked about it before, but there's certain things I would like to emphasize on that subject and so forth. It's kind of late for the live stream, though. I'm not sure if people are going to show up right now. Maybe they won't. That'd be kind of funny if no one showed up. No, I'm just joking. We'll be positive. But yeah, there's definitely a lot to learn. There's a lot we can all learn, really. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Good to see you out there. Thanks for coming in. We'll give people a chance to come in. Hold on a second. It's really windy out here, man. But it's really beautiful out. It's very peaceful out here. Yeah, man. Conservation, okay? We're always buying new stuff here, man. Consumer debt's out of control in the trillions, yo. Credit card debt, the whole works, man. So we got to figure that out as a culture. Well, we got to all start living in tents and living in our cars, hopefully. Not all of us. Maybe just like if, I don't know, maybe 40 million people did it. Maybe it would help out the economy and stuff. You know, if we start like living with our parents up to age 30 and 40. Get all the brothers and sisters in the extended family. We'll live on like these reservations. Yeah, and we'll get water out of a well. We'll start hunting for our own food. And, you know, it'll be a good time. What can I say? Hey, welcome. Good to see you, Air. Thanks for the comment. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys good? You all feeling good out there, I hope? Yeah, man. We got a lot to learn. We got a lot to learn. See, that's the thing about advanced civilizations, right? We think that we're so advanced. We think we're so far ahead, but we keep missing the basics, man. That's the problem. We got to get those basics right because we still have options. We still have choices as Americans, man, what to do with our money. We think we don't because we're always like, oh, I can't live the same. Well, forget about the way you live, you know? You got to stop looking at this stuff so, well, we're just too darn soft. What can I say? But listen, I recognize that we can't all live in trucks. We can't all live in a car. And we can't all live on the beach like, you know, beach people, I guess. Well, maybe, you know, some of us can, though. So if we just sort of get used to that, we can kind of figure it out. Andrew, good to see you. Marks, XORX. If the homie grabs me, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that would make you, sir. You got to answer these questions by yourself. I have some of the answers for humanity, but I don't have all of them. But the ones I have, I want to share with you guys, okay? Because I got a real good feeling about stuff coming up, man. We're going to do this really positive energy, and things are going to change, man, okay? Because we have to think positive. Everybody goes through stuff in life. Everybody's had good times and dark times, but we just got to keep moving forward, man. Yeah, I don't really have many opinions on that, EXO. The chief, the chief is here. Oh my goodness. Alex says, get $500. What is that? I don't know what that is. I don't know. If somebody could explain that to me. Guys, hit that like button for me, would you? I'm on here. The chief. Molly says, sure. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Thank you, Air. I appreciate that. Dude, I just posted this short about, educating American kids in the Philippines, and I think people are kind of tripped out by that idea. But it's actually a really good idea if you think about it in some ways. Because a lot of people don't know the Philippines education system, it actually uses like US curriculum, right? The problem is with, I guess, the state of some poverties and so forth, parents don't always focus on school with their kids, and you got big public schools, kids don't get a lot of attention and so forth. So, the parents got to be involved. But there is private schools in the Philippines with smaller classrooms that are pretty much just as good as like the international schools. The international schools charge, a crazy amount of money by any standard. So, unless you're like a US millionaire, it's maybe not the best option. But what you can do is put your kids in, get a tutor. But anyway, the Warrior says, I dress like his dad. Okay. Well, is that a good thing? Do you like your dad, sir? How's your relationship with your father these days, Warrior? Tell me. Okay. The Israel Warrior. I don't have any thoughts on that right now. I don't want to comment on that. The Fallout Show. He's an anti-snowflake. That's a good name. Wow. You guys are writing some interesting things tonight. I don't even know how to respond to some. There's like hidden comments. Ocha's Roblox. What's up? You guys having a good time out there? How's life treating you? Does anybody have any questions? Questions about life in the Philippines or trucking? I have a few answers. Oh yeah. Wow, you guys are writing some trippy stuff. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm not saying I have all the like wisdom of life or anything. I'm just babbling. Don't take me too seriously when I make those comments, But anyway, it's always nice to share things, though. Exo says, have I ever picked up a lot lizard? Are you referring to a prostitute that works at truck stops? No. No, I have not. Not really my thing. There's actually not too many of those that prowl the truck stops, but, occasionally you'll run into some. And it's usually like a really sad situation. It's not really like an erotic situation when some woman in desperation who's sort of wandering around truck stops knocks on your door. It's not exactly like, the most exciting thing. It's actually kind of sad. Oh, good. This guy says, nice to see you're looking good. You don't look tired today. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I get tired sometimes, Sky. It's true. Captain Trucker does work a lot. Lots of miles on the road, folks. What can I say? Molly says, don't assume gender. I don't know. I've seen some really random comments today. Kids Ruckers here. Good to see you, sir. Wow. Fallout Show. What's the Fallout Show? Well, I just wanted to pop in, say hi to you all. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, I'm a truck driver. It's the name of the channel. It's called Captain Trucker. So the captain title goes back a long time. It started off as a character on public access TV in the late 1990s when I was still a teenager. Yeah, those were good times. Air says, can you tell everyone to leave? I want to talk to you in private. Well, you can express yourself here. You're anonymous. I think you can say whatever you want. I don't mind. Well, mostly whatever you want. Thank you, Eli TV. Good to see you, man. Yeah, growing the channel lately. There's been a lot of positive energy. And we're going to get stuff done, Eli. We're going to the next level, sir. I think. Eric says, can you read my chat? I'm in Washington, going to Idaho, then Montana, and then Minnesota. Have I ever backed into another truck? No, I have not. Fortunately. That would not be fun. B-Mail says, I don't think you know me. I know your brother. He's my brother's dad. Hold on, my brother's dad. I know your brother. He's my brother's dad. Can you give me another hint, B-Mail? I'd be curious to know. Yeah, I was in Georgia. Anti-snowflake. Not that I know of. It's kind of an odd question. You guys are like really writing some strange things tonight, man. This is really interesting. You guys kind of derailed me with this chat. I had like this whole speech prepared. Well, not really prepared, but yeah, I mean, there's so much that we can learn from the Philippines culture, man, as Americans. It's true. It's kind of like if we recondition the way we live, we might be able to save our consumers, man. Exo says, how much money have you made trucking? Well, that's private information, sir, but I've been trucking a while. I've been able to, I'm building a house as we speak. I'm building a house with cash in the Philippines. Wait, it says my brother's dad. I'm trying to figure that out. My brother's dad is your brother. We hang out. He's told me a lot of. I don't know, man. B-mail. You got to give me another hint. I really don't know. Pork fried Luke. That is so weird. Man, you guys are writing some weird stuff right now. This is the strangest live stream I've ever had. I don't even know what to say. I'm getting thrown off. My goodness gracious. What a beautiful day, though. Well, that's B-mail. Are you in the southeast region of the United States? Are you able to answer that question? That would help me out. Or are you in California or Texas? My brother's dad will also be my dad, right? Yeah, I know. It's making like the logic in that, Eli. Can you help me figure that out? You're a smart guy. I'm trying to figure that out. My brother's dad. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway. J. Nino Guapo says, truth or dare? I don't like to commit myself to two options. Well, the thing is, B-Bell, a lot of my brothers could be in that category. Yeah. Man, how old are you now, B-Bell? You must be, oh my God. Geez, last time I saw my nephew, I think I've seen him twice in like 14 years. Tell my brother I miss him. We talked sort of recently, and then, well, see, the thing is, I'm really close with my siblings. You can be so close to people that you can talk like once a year, and then, sometimes you hang out every single day, right? I mean, we used to hang out like all the time, B-mail, you know. Boy, we had a lot of fun. Yeah. I think I know what brother you're talking about. We had a lot of fun. A lot of laughs, you know. Um, yeah, I miss laughing with him. I do miss laughing with him. So welcome to the live stream, folks. Welcome to the Captain Trucker live stream. We're here in Washington talking about what we can learn from the Filipinos. We're all over the world today, man. We got people in here from different countries and stuff. Who's in the Philippines right now? Raise your hand. MJ says, are you from the Philippines? Well, I mean, I wasn't born and raised there, if that's what you mean. I have roots there, though. I have family and stuff. Eli says, I'm just a numbers guy, not a genealogy expert. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, this is a different live stream today. I wasn't expecting this one. Whew. There needs to be less work. See if we, it's okay, B-Bell. I like it. I like getting thrown off. It makes it more interesting. I like the improv aspect of live streams. What was I gonna say? I lost it. Okay, it'll come back. Oh, B-mail, you know what you could do? Do me a favor. Tell my brother I'm trying to access some of our tapes, because I want to put some of the comedy clips from our public access show on the channel, and I gotta get them out of storage, or I think he's also got copies of them. So if you could talk to him, that'd be cool. I gotta put different, yeah. We're getting way off topic. It's cool though. Eli says, are you comfortable using bathrooms at truck stops? I was at a few stops around Barstow. It was disgusting. Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the truck stop, Eli. In the States, like the West Coast, like California and Oregon, yeah, it's actually true. They have some quite filthy public restrooms and so forth. Yeah, it's not good. But in most of the rest of the country, they're actually decent. They're pretty well maintained. Pork fried loop. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's very strange. Okay, so anyway, where are we at? Oh, B-Bell, tell my brother I love him, by the way. I do. We had an interesting conversation last time, but it was kind of short. But, well, we always have interesting conversations. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, she says, is this a real live or pre-recorded? Yeah, we're live, dude. Let me show you where we are. Okay. Yeah, my brother's really smart. I mean, most of my siblings are. They do a lot of research and stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, so it's really windy up here, guys. Mackenzie says, have you ever been to the Philippines? Yeah, several times. It's one of the main themes of this channel, dude. Man. Well, I was all into this live stream. I was going to go on this like motivational speech for humanity, and then I'm really happy to see all the new comments tonight, though. That's cool. Getting a lot more comments lately in the live streams. Yeah, I know it's 3 hours ahead on the East Coast. So I started dieting recently, all right? I'm trying to lose like 15 pounds, dude. And I'm doing good on the diet, all right? I'm like eating way healthier. I'm starting to lose weight. I'm getting my ab definition back. And I'm feeling better. Because diet's very important in exercise on the road. Well, it's important in any part of life, but especially being over the road. You gotta do it. So I know how much you all care about my dietary habits, so I just wanted to share that with you all. Oh, goodness gracious. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yeah, B-Mail, I'm getting back into more comedy. And you can let him know that I'm steering back to more comedy, B-Mail. If my brother ever told you, like early on, we used to do, I mean, he used to be more into comedy too. That was kind of our thing, you know. We liked to laugh. And I kind of miss that, because when you take things too seriously, man, life can be quite serious, man. You know, especially when you start analyzing everything in the world that could potentially go wrong or is good, or it's like a never-ending rabbit hole, you know. And you know, I just want to encourage people. That's my Joel Osteen. See, I think if Joel Osteen, if he didn't bill himself as like a pastor, if he was just like a motivational speaker, it would probably make more sense, right? That's why he gets so much stuff. He gets so much flack, because they say he's not always preaching like, you know, biblical stuff, because he's like, well, I just try to stay in my lane, Oprah. I just want to encourage people. You know, when I used to go to church as a boy, sometimes I just always feel guilty and feel ashamed, but I want to lift people up, you know? But see, as a preacher, you have like an obligation to, you know, you got to preach on a lot of stuff. And I think Osteen is kind of like, he's more of a motivational guy, in my opinion. But anyway, once again, I got off track. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's yours truly, Captain Trucker. Thank you for all the comments tonight. All the random comments. Jim says, not on my carpets. Dude, I don't even know what some of these references are. You guys are probably making fun of me and I don't even realize it. It's kind of funny. I'll have to go back and audit the comments here. Oh dear. Yeah, Pork Fried, I'm going to have to kick you out of the room, sir. You're going to have to write something coherent. I try not to kick people out. You got to watch it, man. Okay. And I appreciate you all. Minion says, is that Minion? Is that your name? Hi, hottie. I'm kind of cool, actually. It's not too hot over here. It's summertime, but it's not too warm. It's kind of mild. Minion says, I love bananas. Oh, that's nice. Banana's a good source of potassium and carbohydrates. Jim Lamba says, thank you, Minion. I appreciate that. When we turn the hurricane. Oh, okay, I see the reference. You're saying when Joel Osteen turned away the Hurricane Katrina victims, he denied entry because he got a new carpet in the stadium. Yeah, I don't have any comment on that. I'm not sure what that was about. I mean, who knows, too? We never know that, like... I mean, look, when you're a preacher, man, you got a lot of eyeballs on you, and you got a lot of people criticizing you. I mean, who knows? Maybe it was like a safety thing, and he's like, well, I didn't want to break the building code. I didn't know it was going to happen. And then the building manager said that we had new carpets, so I thought, geez, I don't know. I just try to stay in my lane, you know? Joel Osteen. Oh, my God. I've been to that church, actually. What is it? It's in Houston. I forgot the name of it. What's the name of Joel Osteen's church? I've been there. I think I've been to one of his sermons. It's like, it's this huge, it's almost like going to a rock concert. It's like this big stadium, I think. And I got like, you know, you're on stage and he's got the lighting and stuff. It's like really, really impressive, you know. He's like standing on a stage. Speaking of stages, I met Jay Leno once. Hey, B-Mel, you gotta tell him this story. I don't know if I ever told him your father about the Jay Leno story when I met Jay Leno. So I was like 17 years old, and I was driving this old Mazda truck built in like the 1980s down to Burbank Studios and NBC Studios in Burbank. Okay, I drove there to go see The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and I waited in line all day to get front row seats, and I was like 17 at the time, and I watched him every night. I thought, you know, I watched him and Conan O'Brien every night. I love Conan O'Brien, man. I still love Conan O'Brien. And I like Jay Leno, too, at the time, okay? So I go meet Jay. I'm in the front row of The Tonight Show, and he comes out before the show, and Jay Leno always wears denim jeans and a shirt. He wears the exact same clothes every single day. So he comes out before the show. He's like, hey, guys, welcome to the show. You know, what's going on? And, and so he does his speech about, I don't know, he was telling some jokes. And then he goes, so does anybody have any questions? And I was like, Jay. He goes, yes, you. I said, can I get a picture with you? He goes, yeah, sure. Come on stage. And so I'm walking on the stage of The Tonight Show. And Jay goes, ladies and gentlemen, Conan O'Brien. And then everybody laughed. And then I realized at that moment, that it was all bad. And it was all downhill. Because for some reason, this is in 1998 or 99, I knew that Jay Leno did not like Conan O'Brien. Don't ask me how. This is before the whole Tonight Show fiasco, before all that happened. I just knew he didn't like Conan O'Brien. And so sure enough, I get on stage with Jay Leno, right? And he goes, so what do you do? Like, what do you do for work? I was like 17 years old. I was like my nephew B-Mel's age. And I'm like, I said, well, I do a public access show on TV. And and then he cuts me off and he goes, oh yeah, life must be really hard living at home, working at McDonald's. And I looked into his eyes. I looked into Jay Leno's eyes. And they were just like the coldest, meanest laser beam eyes you could ever imagine. He was like looking through me like I was nothing. Like I was just like a thing to him. Like a thing to exploit and to make fun of. He hated me. He liked nothing about me. And he was one of my heroes, okay? And he just had the cruelest eyes. And I kind of sadly looked back into his eyes, my 17-year-old self. And then Jay looks back at me and he goes, okay, well, good luck, buddy. And ever since then, I hate the term buddy. Well, the thing with buddy is I like saying people are friends, or I like addressing people by their names, right? Buddy's like a real patronizing, it's almost like having a little pet, like, yeah, he's my buddy. It's the kind of thing, it's like a immature juvenile thing. Like, oh, I'm going to go play video games with my buddy, and I'm 24 years old, living at my mom's house, which in the Philippines is okay if you live with your parents' house, but in America, it's like, well, grow up, kid, stop playing video games, go get a job, and, you know, go work 8 to 5, and make a killing living. Go work in sales, kid. So yeah, the whole buddy thing for me was really traumatic. And it's only been like, I don't know, 37 years. I'm still talking about it. But anyway, so Jay Leno, he's quite a unique person. Okay. I did get the pic, the email. Yes. I showed my other brother. And I don't know if he remembers that. Ask your dad if I ever told him that story. I don't know if I ever told him that story. Jay Leno. Yeah, I'm just a regular guy. I wear denim jeans and a shirt every day, the same clothes. I'm just a regular guy. I make $38 million a year. I sleep 4 hours a night. My name's Jay Leno. I'm just a regular guy. Yeah, no, you're not. You're not a regular guy, Jay. Yeah, I got 270 cars. I make $38 million a year at the Tonight Show, but I still do stand-up 370 nights out of the year. Yeah, I just like to be on tour. He worked the Tonight Show, okay? And he still did stand-up 200 plus shows a year, all right? See, Jay Leno is the ultimate hard worker, all right? And that was part of his success, all right? And he's smart and talented in his own way, but everybody knew that, Conan O'Brien was really smart and very talented. He was a writer. He went to Harvard, and the kids liked him. The youth liked him. Okay, Jay Leno was he was more mid-America. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying he was more middle-aged, mid-America type of comedian guy. I'm just a regular American guy. No, you're not. You're not a regular guy, Jay. Stop trying to sell it to us. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, when he wakes up, Beeb, I'll ask him tomorrow. Or just, play this part of the live stream for him, see if he remembers. Yeah, Jay Leno's a trip, dude. But when I looked at him, he was just on this different level of functioning. It's hard to explain. And you know who else is kind of like that, who has similar habits to Jay Leno? Is Donald Trump, okay? Donald Trump supposedly sleeps 4 hours a night, all right? Total workaholic, works all the time. He drinks 12 Diet Cokes a day, okay? The former president. 12 Diet Cokes a day, sleeps 4 hours a night, all right? Doesn't exercise that we know of. What's fueling the man, dude? He's just on this different thing, right? Eli says being called Guy is worse than being called Buddy. Yeah, I saw that other comment about, hey, Guy, can you give me a drink? Guy's more of a Northeastern thing, I think. It's more of I think it is. They used to say that in Maine a lot. What's up, Guy? Take it easy, Guy, all right? That's Wicked Killer there. Just take it easy. Just go get in your car, Guy. Get out of here, all right? Yeah, I went to Boston once in the truck. Not Maine, but Boston. Similar accents, close enough. No, they're different, but anyway. So I took this load, some dock in Boston. And, the traffic getting there was just ridiculous. Way of backing in. You have nowhere to park, nowhere to go, okay? All the streets are narrow, built back in the colonial America days, not even designed for semi-trucks. So anyway, it was, I've never been late. 99% of the time I'm on time as a truck driver, okay? This is one of the rare occasions that, through no fault of my own, it wasn't on time. So anyway, I'm pulling in, and as I pull in, I roll down the window, I get out of the truck, and this guy comes up to me and goes, I'll tell you what, next time you're late, I'm going to go make you sit for 2 hours before we unload you, Guy. That's what he said, Eli, and he called me Guy. And I said, dude, I never even been here, man. I got here as quick as I could. I drove 2,000 miles. I'm running into rain and traffic. And then, yeah, he was just in a really bad mood. And the thing was, is I called the night before to see if I could park in their lot so I could have been on time. So anyway, long story short, they unload the truck and I'm sitting there, and an hour goes by, and I guess he's the guy had his ice cream and now he's had his cigarettes, so now he's in a better mood. He's probably an alcoholic, beats his wife every day, just an angry white man type of thing. I know a lot of those guys. I mean, not well, I don't know them, but I mean, I know the type, right? And so, so he comes up to the truck and he goes, I'm sorry about that guy. I didn't mean to yell at you like that. I know you guys are hard workers, these truck drivers, man. I know. I'm sorry about that guy. And I said, oh, it's okay. And then we became lovers again, apparently, and everything was all cute and happy. So we start talking, right? And somehow the Philippines shows up. The Philippines comes up. And he goes, the Philippines, huh? Yeah, you better be careful there, guy. You heard those stories about those pirates, huh? I said, listen, dude. I said, you got to be more careful in Boston or Chicago or driving a truck than you have to fear the Philippines, okay? But I mean, that just goes to show you the stereotypes. B-mail sent a skull. What's the skull in reference to? Yeah, we got way off course tonight. I started talking about Jay Leno and like New England stuff. But yeah, man, some of those receivers, man, you never know who you run into, man. I swear. I go into a warehouse once, this is somewhere in Idaho, and keep in mind, this doesn't happen a lot. It's very rare. Like I'll say 1 in 20 people are really rude. So anyway, I pull into this warehouse, nobody's there. I back into the dock, nobody's there. So I walk into the warehouse with my bills of lading, like you're supposed to do. Purple, I'm just wearing the leather jacket just for a comedic effect. It has really no purpose. I got this jacket in Amsterdam. I happen to like it. So anyway, I go into the warehouse because there's like nobody around. I'm trying to like get the truck unloaded. And then, and then from a distance, there's this really angry white man who starts having contortions and yelling, "Get the fuck! You can't be here!" He's just throwing his arms and thrashing around. And he goes, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of the warehouse! Get out of the warehouse!" And I said, "Whoa, take it easy, psycho." I mean, I'm just doing my job, This is the stuff that truck drivers have to deal with. I just drove 500 miles and I'm showing up to a place of business where we do business, right? Like they're paying thousands of dollars for me to deliver this load. And then you have this maniac at inside the warehouse. And so he's like 50 yards away, right? And I'm not kidding. He's yelling. And he's coming at me, like walking faster and faster, pointing, "Get out of here! You're not supposed to be here! You can't be in the back of here! Get out!" And like, it wasn't like some safety sensitive situation, you know what I mean? It wasn't like an emergency. I wasn't in some underground classified like government building that I accidentally got access to with my TWIC card or something. There wasn't any like hazardous waste around or it wasn't like a lab where it couldn't be contaminated with like a fingernail or like a hair, like a piece of your hair or something. They weren't performing experiments. It was just a regular warehouse, right? With like crates of soda pop, as they call it up north. So anyway, he's coming at me, all right? And so at this point, I'm like, geez, and my brother would appreciate this one, B-mail. I just wanted to see what the guy was going to do next. And so I stood there just kind of like stonily ice cold, and I was just staring back at him as he's like charging up to me. And as he's getting closer, I said, "I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Could you say that again?" I said, "Can you speak louder? I couldn't hear you." And now he's like up close to my face. Now the guy's in my face, and he goes, "You better." I said, "Okay, well, let me ask you this question. What are you going to do if I don't leave? I mean, like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to physically move me? What are you going to do?" And he goes, "I'm calling the police. I'm going to call the police." I said, "Listen, psycho, take it easy, all right? I'm trying to do business here, man. I came in the door. There's nobody here. We have deliveries to make. I mean, where's the fire, by the way? But this is your typical, like, middle-aged, angry warehouse worker white man who's probably a raging alcoholic, and he beats his wife, and just miserable, man. Just a miserable existence. It's real sad. I mean, you can't be angry at these kind of people or hold bitterness. We have to have compassion. We really do. We got to have compassion on people. And always remember that, BML. I'm teaching my nephews the lessons of life tonight. Anyway, well, my step-nephew, but close enough. It's, same thing, sort of. Close enough. Okay. Anyway, so you got to have compassion on these people, man. That's a rough way to go. That's a rough way to go. And I think the other thing is, like, the superficial and pettiness of just work cultures. So, like, in the blue-collar world, I think with some warehouse workers, there's like a resentment because I think truck drivers probably make more money, right? And so, we're all in the same genre of being like, doing this lower formal educated physical labor type of work, but one guy makes more money. And don't get me wrong, I mean, some blue collar guys make good money, some truck drivers can make good money too. We do. But it's just like, it's so many, this world is weird. And you get the same thing in corporate offices, right? So in the white collar world, like when I would do accounting work, you're my nephew, B-Mail. I didn't mean it like that, man. I was just saying, it's the same thing, right? It's like growing up in the same house with somebody. It's the same thing. In the white collar world, man. Oh my God. Can you get that off my desk? I want that voice off my desk, okay? I'm gonna want that invoice off my desk. It's like, listen, Betty in bookkeeping, it's not your desk, all right? I mean, we're just office pawns here playing a role in somebody else's game, all right? Take it easy with your desk, you know what I mean? Let's ease up on these petty control issues. It's all these power issues, dude, these power games and these power trips, right? So petty. Like, we got to start looking at the bigger picture, guys, as we age. We can't get caught up in this kind of stuff. I mean, it's fun for a little while, but when you start doing that stuff in your 40s and 50s and 60s, when you're telling the person to get the invoice off your desk or yelling at the truck driver in the warehouse, like, you got problems. You need help. So we got to take it easy with that stuff. Anyway, let me read some comments. I kind of went off the rails here. Purple's here. Good to see you. Luciana Hill, glad you appreciate that. Eli says, bro, my name is Captain, yo. Yeah, that's right. That's right. My name's Captain, yo. I think that's what he meant. I'm just a big, goofy white guy. Look at me. Oh, goodness. Female says the skull emoji is kind of like a wait, what? Or like a different laugh emoji. I didn't know that. See, I'm learning things from the youth of my family. This is good. There's all these little things that I'm picking up on, and I don't know if I was like asleep for 7 years, but there's always these new terms that I'm just coming to learn. I didn't even know what this term simp mean. All right, it's a big thing on the internet, and I thought it was created by foreign vloggers in the Philippines, but apparently it's this whole thing, basically about like, pussy whip men, demasculinized men, that pretty much get steamrolled by women. And they'll do anything just for like, they'll crawl in gravel and give all their money and do anything just to get a little bit of love or affection or some attention or recognition apparently from a woman. Man, I'm serious. The dating culture in the US, man, boy, it's tough. It really is. If you're in your 40s or 50s, I mean, good luck. This world, man, it's a rough place. But I think that simp thing when it comes to like Philippines, foreigners in the Philippines, I think it's being used too far. It's almost being taken too far. Like if you're a foreigner, such as myself or somebody else, and you got some money and you're in a poor country, like if you, help out your girlfriend and her family or give them money, like they're like, oh, he's a simp. It's like, no, that's just called being like a gentleman or a nice guy. If you're in a position to help somebody, you should help somebody, right? It's almost like, if a man has like 3 different wives and 5 different kids, like if he builds them a house, even though they're divorced or no longer together, it's like, oh, that guy's a simp. It's like any man who now in the Philippines, if he takes care of his family, some of these guys are considered them simps, Like, no, man, you don't give her nothing, man. You throw her some balut. You give him a piece of balut and make him sleep on the carpet. That's what a real man does. He doesn't get pushed around. It's like, no, dude. You got to be a gentleman, man. I mean, we got to be respectable human beings, man. Taking a girl out on a date and not being cheap or just being a generous guy or something, that doesn't make you a simp, dude. Come on. Nobody even asked what I was saying. Good morning. Good morning, Mamawa. Good to see you. Purple 8 says, I miss my home country. Hey, Gamer Wits. Gamer Wits has been here since the beginning. So is Eli. And I think this is my nephew's first time in here. You know who else is coming on is my niece. My niece comes in too, my other sister. I have like 15 brothers and sisters, and I have like 37 nieces and 170 cousins. I come from one of the biggest American families. No, not one of the biggest, I'm just kidding. They're pretty big though. But yeah, this whole simp thing, I understand the theory of it, and I appreciate it, like in this culture, in the U.S., but man, they're way overselling that concept, man, to these foreigners going to the Philippines. Dude, I swear. It's... It's like, hey, I went to the Philippines, and I took my Filipina girlfriend out and her family to lunch, and I spent 2,000 pesos, $40. Like, man, what's wrong with you, man? You're a simp. How dare you? What are you, stupid? It's terrible. They're so overdoing it. Eli, don't you agree? You ever hear that? Oh my goodness. Lizabelle, good to see you. Hello. Oh, okay, so you've been in. That's cool. Right on. Glad to hear it. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's the new thing is like any foreigner now, apparently that goes to the Philippines, if he gives any money to his girlfriend or their family, he's somehow like this pathetic loser, according to some people. And like, come on, man. I mean, we might be pushing that narrative a bit too much. I see this a lot, with a bunch of different people saying this kind of stuff. It's kind of funny. It's like, oh, he's a father to his kids? What, he built his ex-wife a house? That is so pathetic. No, man, a real man walks out in his family, dude. What's wrong with you? You give him nothing. You give that bitch 10 pesos and tell her good night. That's terrible. Nobody says that. I'm just making stuff up. Anyway, welcome to the Captain Trucker live stream, guys. It's Captain Trucker, yours truly. We're here all over the world representing the United Nations tonight. We have people from everywhere here. We have people from the Philippines. We have people from Kentucky, Florida, the Carolinas, Maine, California, Idaho, Washington. Man, we got people from everywhere tonight. Oh, man. Just randomly walking in front of me is a random attractive Asian American woman. I don't know where she came from, and she's smiling. That's so cute. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I want to film this. That is so strange. I'm going to film her. She's not looking. I can film her from the back. But yeah, we're here in Washington. Now, I don't want to be like a voyeur. That's kind of creepy, but there's a bunch of people. She's walking away. See that? Anyway, it's a very pretty night, and look, guys, we gotta get close to God. All right, all kidding aside, I'm learning actually dieting is helping me do this because I'm realizing that all this food and sugar and all this shit we put into our body, it's like it can kind of like throw you off, man. And dieting actually and fasting, they say it can help you, like, you know, get more spiritual and get more grounded and stuff. And I think that's a good thing. I kind of was like a little bit animated tonight because you guys got me excited and I've been drinking coffee, but I've actually been really calm and serene today. And then I just turned on this live stream and now I'm just completely like all over the place, but it's okay. It's fun to do that. Thank you, Gianna. Hello from Orlando, Bear. Good to see you. Hey, we got Benedict here from Sydney, Australia. Welcome from down under, Benedict. Good to see you. You know, I was talking to one of my Filipino-Australian friends. He's like a Filipino from Australia. That's why he's Filipino-Australian. Okay, sorry. Anyway, well, there's whole populations of them. That's a true story. But see, the thing is it was unique to me because I never met many Filipino Australians. And I was in the gym, one of the local gyms, and I heard this guy talking, and it sounded like an Australian guy. Or maybe, you know, English, I couldn't tell. I know they like to be confused. But anyway, so I look over, and it's like a Filipino guy, and I was like, wow, I've never seen that. And apparently there's like hundreds of thousands of them, and I thought I was like the first one to discover it. Actually, I have him in one of my videos. I did a video with him. Hey, Lego boy. But yeah, anyway, so I did a video with him, that Filipino-Australian guy. If you guys go back, if you're interested, you can watch it. But anyway, what was the point of that story? Oh, yeah. So he was saying down under, Benedict, truck drivers. So here in the U.S., it's not uncommon to hit deers occasionally. Like you'll just take out a deer, you know, and the deers fly when you hit them. They get mangled as they get hit. And they fly. Like it's kind of a trip. When you see a deer getting hit on the road, they kind of go airborne. It's like, and sometimes they swivel like a helicopter. Yeah, it's really messed up. But anyway, but there's nothing you can do sometimes. I mean, it's a matter of like, you know, especially for like a 2-lane highway. And, you know, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning in Idaho in the wintertime. And what are you going to do? Drive off the road? No, you say you got to drive through the deer, you know. But anyway, the Filipino guy was telling me in Australia, a lot of truck drivers they hit kangaroos. Yeah, they saw a bunch of kangaroos. He said, I got to do his accent. Hold on. The truckers down there, they drove through a line of kangaroos. I'm totally off right now. I'm not doing his accent. But anyway, I can't imagine what it would be like to hit a kangaroo. I haven't looked up the sizes, but I think they're much bigger than deer. And they got the long necks going for them. So I'm not sure how that works, hitting it with the truck. But anyway, he said he's witnessed like 3 or 4 kangaroos in a row, like being hit. And I was like, wow, that's a trip. So anyway, when it comes to like mooses, I'm not sure if you can hit a moose. That might be a little more problematic. I haven't tried that yet. I don't plan on it. I don't want to. So we don't want to hit any deer or moose. We're not hoping for that. Believe me. You guys ever see O.J. Simpson on Twitter, dude? So before O.J. Simpson passed away, he was on Twitter for a long time when he got out of Lovelock prison, O.J. Simpson, all right? And, well, O.J. Simpson's famous, if people don't know. In 1995, he basically, in a fit of, like, probably psychotic rage, I think he killed his wife and Ron Goldman. It was a real tragedy. But anyway, it was that whole case, the trial of the century, and then Johnny Cochran, who used to be like a legitimate civil rights lawyer. And he came from like a really Christian family, a legit guy. Johnny Cochran, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I think he broke bad when he got hooked up with the juice, man. I really do. Because before that, from what I understand about Johnny Cochran, he was like a legitimate civil rights lawyer, like fighting for the rights of, African Americans being, oppressed, taken advantage of by the LAPD and other things like that. Then he gets hooked up with O.J. Simpson, and they turned this whole trial into like the circus trial of the century. And then you had, what was his name? I was going to say Al Roker. No, it's not Al Roker. The other attorney. What's his name? Johnny Cochran and... Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Anyway, the other lawyer. Yeah, man. So that trial went on. OJ's found not guilty. Man, OJ Simpson was a trip, dude. He really was. That dude was a trip. All right? Anyway, let me fast forward the story. All right, so anyway, in 2006, he tries to get his memorabilia back in Las Vegas. This guy that he knew, this that was supposedly his friend, he was selling all the juices like OJ's like memorabilia, and his name was Bruce, all right? And so OJ finds out that Bruce has his memorabilia. All right. Now, for years, O.J. Simpson was dodging his civil suit payments to the Goldmans. Okay. And he wasn't paying them their money that he lost in the trial. Right. But anyway, so this guy, Bruce, apparently has a lot of O.J. Simpson's memorabilia. So, long story short, O.J. finds out, and he's in Las Vegas, and he's with some of his cronies and security guards. And, they decided to go get it back, basically. And in the trial, I think the judge or, like, the prosecution asked one of the security guys, they said, how did you know that Mr. Simpson knew or had the intention that knowing a gun was going to be brought to the meeting? He said, well, I was at the pool with OJ, and we were drinking tequila. And then OJ looked over and said, you packing heat? So, yeah, Mr. Simpson knew that we had weapons on us. Anyway, it's funny that the security footage of OJ walking into the casino. Anyway, long story short, OJ goes to Lovelock. They basically threw the book at him. It was like worth maybe a 1-year sentence. But OJ ended up serving 8 or 9 years. The judge really didn't like Mr. Simpson. She's like, OJ, you are arrogant. You are rude. And, this trial has nothing to do with the 1995 thing. This sentence is completely independent. Yeah, right. But anyway, OJ gets out of prison, right? And so then he starts going on Twitter. So OJ Simpson's on Twitter for like months now. Years. And he would always do this intro where he would go, hey, good morning, everybody. It's yours truly. And then during COVID-19, OJ goes on Twitter and he's like, hey, good morning, everybody. It's yours truly. Well, this coronavirus, man, it's really got everybody up in arms, man. I mean, people don't know what to believe anymore in the news. It's either real news or fake news, and, people just don't know what to trust. But when it comes to this virus, folks, just in case, just put your mask on. And it's kind of like, you kind of want to believe him because you realize that he's like capable of killing somebody, OJ Simpson. So it's like, all right, I'm going to listen to OJ. Put your mask on. All right, I got way off track. But anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? You guys having a good time? Everybody's like, what the heck is this guy talking about OJ Simpson for? Thank you, Emmanuel. Appreciate that. LQ says, oh, yeah, those were the trials of the century. Dayton says, yo, Expat, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, guys. Yeah, go to bed. Am I making you tired, B-Mail? Am I putting you to bed? Is that what this is? I'm going to have to delete that comment. My nephew just said he's tired. Well, this is like your bedtime story, dude. Uncle Captain Trucker's doing bedtime stories. Sorry. I kind of went off track with that whole OJ Simpson stuff. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, go to bed, man. Sleep is important. But anyway, to wrap it up, what we can learn as Americans from the Philippines culture, guys, is basically start putting family first and maybe like put work second a little bit. I mean, not to the point where it's going to put you in like grotesque poverty, but we got to start spending more time with our family, with the kids. And the other thing we got to learn is consumerism and minimalism, all right? The middle class, we got to start living beyond our means, folks. You know, we got to start maybe instead of buying that new car, buy a used car. You know, live in like don't live in such an expensive house or apartment, or even sleep in your car if you have to. Sleeping in your car is not the worst thing in the world. In fact, it can help a lot of people. All right, guys. Appreciate you watching tonight. I got to hit the road. I got to keep driving. It's Captain Trucker. Thank you all so much. You all be good. Help people out there, all right? Help each other. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Appreciate you guys. Good night.